This is one of the hardest reading passages, not because of the passage itself, but because of the multiple choice questions that we'll see in a second. And when you see a passage like this, you have to change your strategy. Our strategy usually is you read the passage very quickly, skim through it, go to the questions, read them, come back, look at the passage, and then look at the options. But here you got to do a lot of different things, and I'll show you why in a second. Now, this is literally one of the hardest tests you will see. I'll do some questions and I'll leave the rest up to you to make sure you're a better reader at the end of this. Throughout this video, if you want to pause it, get the answers yourself, you can do that. However, I'll show you the entire strategy if you are faced with a challenging reading test like this one. So the first thing you have to do is skim through very quickly, just so you get an idea of what's happening, what the debate is, and what they're talking about. Here we have this person, Garrett, and usually there's two people arguing. So we have Garrett, and later on I see the word Todd Carter. So this is going to be the two people who are going to be fighting about something. So let's quickly read what that fight is about. Garrett Rogers, an avid NBA fan for over 15 years. So he has been looking at posters of GOAT, greatest of all time, and he's calling that LeBron James. He's saying that's the GOAT. And he's saying that Bryant and Jordan fans are going to have a fit, so they're not going to be happy. And he's number one LeBron's favorite fan favorite. Now, this is how I'm going to read, okay, when you're skimming through. Don't worry, we're going to read like normal human beings later on. However, when you're skimming through, this is literally how you read, just to get a quick idea of what the passage is. Right now, I can tell you that this guy loves LeBron. He hates the others, Bryant and Jordan. He doesn't like them. And he is calling him the GOAT. And again, there's going to be arguments about that. And then he continues talking about James here. Then you can see the next passage, next paragraph. Todd Carter is obviously going to oppose, because that's what happens in part 4. One person supports it, the other person opposes it. So you can have a quick glance at paragraphs 2 and 3. I'm going to save you time and tell you that both first paragraphs are for Garrett. He's supporting LeBron James. And the last paragraph is about Todd Carter. He's supporting Bryant, I think, Kobe Bryant. Yeah. Okay, so we will look at the questions, and there's something important I want to show you. Have a look at question number 1. It says, which of the following claims are arguable? Now, if we look at the claims right now, we wouldn't know where to go in the passage and find the answer, because that's what we usually do. We look at the question, go in the passage, find the answer, come back down. But in order to get the answer to this one, you got to read the whole passage. So it's something you can do at the end, but then you have these other questions which are kind of presenting the same problem. Right here, on which point do Todd and Garrett, the two people arguing, probably agree? So for this, you have to read the whole thing as well. Too much work. Okay, then which of the following is true about Garrett? Question number 3. For this one as well, you got to read the whole thing, because you got to read everything about Garrett. So we have 3 questions, which we cannot do right now, because we got to read everything for that. Let's leave it. Let's see if we can make our life a little bit easier. Question number 4, from your understanding, who had a better work ethic? Again, here, I don't know who would they be referring to in terms of work ethic. Would it be the players? Would it be the two people arguing? But at least I have the names here. So I'm going to use that as a starting point. This is what I can do. I can look at these names and look at who has a better work ethic and come back to this one. And what about question number 5? Where did LeBron outshine Bryant? Okay, so this is where they're talking about them competing, and I can find probably a place where LeBron did something better than Bryant. So I'm going to start with questions 4 and 5, because I feel they have specific nature to them, and I can find something quickly about them in the passage. Now remember, we're trying to find the paragraphs where LeBron is being praised, because remember, the question is saying, where did LeBron outshine Bryant? So LeBron has to be better in some place. The second paragraph, if you see it right here, this is where a lot of qualities of LeBron have been listed. So let's have a look. He's good under pressure. Last minute situations, he is good. Amazing athleticism. One of the most dominant inside scoring tactics. He has leadership skills, and his communication is good. Motivation is good. Something that lifts every teammate around him. So this is how we're reading. We cannot read everything. We're reading the main stuff about his qualities. Eventually, we got to figure out our question. How is he better than Bryant? So that's what we're aiming for. Now, let's keep going. This is nothing new. Taking Cleveland here. Okay, now it says, Kobe, on the other hand, is a very selfish player. who doesn't really take this as a team sport. So here they're saying that Kobe is someone who does it selfishly, doesn't really think of it as a team thing. Is there something about that mentioned here? Absolutely, teamwork. And why I went for this right away is because this is clearly a comparison between LeBron and Kobe Bryant. And here it says LeBron was good in motivation, leadership, and lifted his teammates. Kobe was selfish. This is clearly the answer, that LeBron is better in teamwork. However, you know what the answer is that most people make? It's this one, defense. You know why? Because there is this part in this third paragraph where the word outshine is mentioned. Let's have a look here. Lastly, Kobe simply outshined LeBron in defense. So when we see the word outshine, a lot of students are like, okay, he outshined him in defense. That's the answer, but that's wrong because the names have been swapped here by the examiner. It's LeBron outshining Bryant, not the other way around. And here it's written in the other way. It's opposite. So be careful with these examiner traps. And again, the strategy we did here was we looked at the qualities of LeBron and we looked at the paragraph for that. And that was in paragraph 2. And we know that he's being compared to Bryant here. So what is that one quality where he is better than Bryant? And that was clearly mentioned here in terms of teamwork. Let's look at question number 4. Before we get into that, if you want access to these mock tests and more, we're doing a free giveaway. Comment down below, like the video, and lucky winners will be selected to get free mock tests and CELPIP training from HZad Education. We'll contact you and tell you how. Comment down below and like the video. For now, we're going to go to question number 4. From your understanding, who had a better work ethic? So, of course, it's either LeBron or Kobe. It's probably not these two, but we have to rule them out. We have to make sure that they're not mentioned in any significant place. Todd and Pow, or Poe, however you pronounce them. And we can see that here. There's Pow here, and Todd is the person who was commenting on Kobe. So he's not going to be the one who's going to be talking about work ethic. So we can eliminate them, and now we're sure that it's between LeBron and Kobe. Now we're going to look for words like work ethic. Okay, so we're going to look at work ethics of LeBron James, which are right here. We have read this paragraph, and we're going to look at the work ethic of Kobe, which are going to be in this paragraph from his supporter. So let's look at this paragraph right here. And at the end of this paragraph, something is going to happen that'll help you even more, which I'll tell you about in a second. Let's read it. Todd Carter, renowned sports critic, he blasts Garrett, so he's opposed to him. Yes, he can have a lot of explosive power, he's saying. Kobe, however, had better instincts. He has better defense, and his opponents were second-guessing whenever he's showing up. So likewise, Kobe is a special player. He fought on occasions with broken ankle and damaged finger. Okay, he wakes up at 4:30 to hit the gym. Perfect. There we go. That's the work ethic. So he's waking up at 4:30, hitting the gym, while teammates are sleeping or partying. He's just a different animal. Okay, so looks like Kobe's work ethic is mentioned. However, LeBron's overall achievements were mentioned. Overall skills were mentioned. So here we can see in terms of work ethic, we don't have something from LeBron where he's waking up early, taking ice showers, nothing like that. But Kobe, we have that place where we found the answer. So we're going to go with Kobe Bryant, who had a better work ethic. Now, again, a lot of people get really stressed with this question because when we talk about work ethic, where do you find the answer? There are so many points here about LeBron that make his work ethic look good, and here are so many points about Kobe. But again, remember, you got to be specific. What is the question? The question is saying work ethic. What does that mean? Ask yourself that. It does not mean the championships that they're referring to here. It does not mean the inner skills, inner ring skills, or whatever particular technical skills were better. Work ethic means getting up in the morning, or having a good diet, or showing up to the gym 6 days a week, 7 days a week. That is what I'm looking for. And as soon as you see something like 4:30 a.m. hitting the gym, that's work ethic right there. And there's nothing about LeBron being mentioned, so obviously Kobe has a better work ethic. There we go. Now, let's look at question number 3, and I'm going to ask you guys to do questions 2 and 1. I'll show that to you at the end of this video. By the way, I was saying something magical is going to happen right now, and it has. What you have done now is read the entire thing. So we read paragraphs 1 and 2 for question number 5, I believe, and for question 4, we read this paragraph. Now you have read them. You're going to read them further while you're answering question number 3, and then you can go to questions 2 and 1 because at this point you have finished reading the entire thing. This saves you time because you went to specific parts first instead of reading everything and then going for questions 1, 2, and 3. Now, we're at question 3. Which of the following is true about Garrett? Now, Garrett is the person who was supporting LeBron James. Garrett is this person right here. This is a very tricky question. Can you do it? The answers are in paragraphs 1 and 2. That's where you'll find the answer. Pause the video, check it out, and I'm going to go to question number 3 now. What is the answer here, guys? Well, a lot of people have multiple answers, and that's where the confusion is. The answer that I mostly get is he can be called a LeBron fanatic, which means a crazy LeBron fan, which is not true. Look, it's not specific, and that's the problem. You guys have to be specific. Can you tell me any place in the passage where the author has said that this guy was crazy? He was drooling over LeBron. He was just thinking about LeBron day and night. No, maybe this guy is a journalist and he's just listing facts. So you cannot specifically find any place where he was a fanatic. Now, he cannot acknowledge any of Kobe's accomplishments. Now, this is easy. This is easy to fix. If he has pointed out any of Kobe's accomplishments, he's going to be good. This question we can eliminate. And he's mentioning here Kobe was not a good player, selfish, okay? He further says that while Kobe has 5 rings compared to LeBron's 3, stop right there. So he mentioned an accomplishment of Kobe, which means he's not ignoring him at all or his accomplishments completely. C is not the answer. D, he exaggerates too much. This is the second most popular answer. Is this correct? Well, how can you tell? It's not specific. Can you find a place where it's an over-exaggeration? Is he saying that Kobe is bigger than, religious people won't like it, but bigger than God, or he's an entity we should worship? No, so it's not an exaggeration. It is also, again, just journalism. Maybe he's just listing facts. But if I say the answer to 3 is A, he's concerned about other people's opinions, I can tell you that is correct because I can show you specifically where this is found. This is found in the first paragraph, paragraph 1. We're talking about none other than LeBron James. It's sad that Bryant and Jordan's fans are going to have a fit, which means they're going to get mad or upset. But facts cannot be argued. So he is addressing the fans. This is specific. I can show you, Mr. Examiner. Here is the correct place where the reference to this option A has been made, which is why it is the option. So whenever you're confused, don't use judgments. Sometimes you have to, but if you can find something specific, that is the answer. Now, having that done, this is the passage. You can pause or screenshot, and this is question number 1. Which of the following claims are arguable? Options. Question number 2, on which point do Todd and Garrett probably agree? Comment down below with your answers. I'll tell you if you got it right or wrong. Let's see if you can use the strategy and strategies taught here to do better reading, because this is one of the hardest tests and it'll really push you. All right, guys, best of luck. Please like, share, and subscribe. We'll talk soon.